welcome back to another fabulous day of making stuff to make clay stuff out of. Yeah, that's it. I have no idea what we're going to call this series. I don't really care. But what I'm doing today is I'm going to be making drop molds or press molds for slab work. So this is my template that I just created, but we're going to go ahead and we'll start off and I'll show you how I got to that point and then where we're going to go from there. So the first thing to do is I'm trying to make some nice oval shaped platters. You can make rectangular platters, you can do circular platters, whatever, but I want to make some oval shaped ones to well, speed up the process a little bit and get some very much consistency in shape and form, so that they're not all looking different because I'm drawing them all out. So this will hopefully speed that process up. And in order to do that, first thing I'm doing is I'm taking this Bristol paper. It's a fairly thick paper. I'm folding it in half. As the kids like to say, I believe that would be hamburger style. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half again, this time hot dog style. Simple, all right? So I'm going to unfold it, and that gives me my general halfway points. And I want to make a smaller kind of serving platter here, serving plate. That's elongated, so I'm going to draw out my pattern on just one side. Now, why am I only doing one side? Because I want all four sides to be the same, and I don't feel like doing any kind of math or breaking out any fancy tools. So I'm going to draw it on one, and I'm going to fold it over. And that gives you that. So fold it, unfold it. Now you have your halfway points. Draw one side, what you want to look like. One side. Bring it back together. And then break out your handy dandy scissors. All right. So break out the handy dandy scissors. And now, since I can see my template line, I'm going to go ahead and cut right along that template line, giving me a cutout that will actually be fairly. Now, when I unfold this, I now have this nice oval shape, which I can lay down onto my foam. Now, I could use this one if I wanted to, but I'm going to use this one because I find it just be a little bit easier to give me. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my larger pattern that I've already created. I'm going to lay it down on here, and I'm going to use a couple of pieces of some masking tape just to hold it in place while I draw. Now, this foam I'm using is an insulating foam. You can buy it at the handy dandy big box stores. You can make these out of wood. I could make them out of wood, but I just don't feel like starting up the saws and getting sawdust everywhere and running the shop vac. I'm just gonna make it out of foam. It's easy to come by. You can cut it with just razor blades. No need for fancy tools. So it's a little bit more easier for people to get a hold of and work if you don't have a full functioning wood shop at your disposal. So put a few pieces there. I'm going to use a layout pencil. You can use a Sharpie, anything. I'm using a layout pencil because they're fairly dark and it's what I happen to have at hand. And I'm just going to trace my template right around onto my fancy foam, and I'm going to go ahead and draw around the outer edge here so I know where I'm going to be cutting it out from. And when I use my saw, which I'll just end up using a hacksaw really to cut this part. And one more. And what's nice is by using this form is I can start pulling multiple patterns out of one piece of foam board. That means saving time, saving space. If I can get multiple molds made, well then it will be a lot easier and faster to make these, and everything I'm trying to do in the studio, because it takes me so long to do the drawing portions and the illustration work, I'm trying to speed up production in other areas. This just happens to be one. So if I have multiple molds, well, then I can do multiple slab pieces at the same time, and they'll all be ready for drawing. That one's taped in place. And what'll be nice is if I wanted to have a different shaped bottom to them, I can set this one on top of this one, and I can have like a lip, rim. You know, you can layer them and get different effects, different shapes, if you will. So it looks like I can probably get one more, two more out of this one piece of foam board, and so that's what we're going to try and do. Slide that in place. Piece of tape there. Use my hand to hold that on the breast. I have two that I can cut there. And let's see if we can get one more of these small ones out of here. And it just so happens, I got to draw on where I was going to be cutting at. So I know. Let's see. Yep, I get one more out of this. So from this one little piece of foam, which I bought, I'm able to make four templates, 4 drop molds. Which will work out quite well. Now for cutting this stuff, you don't need anything really super fancy. Good razor blade, box blade works well. I'm using a paring knife, and it's really just kind of place it and draw it across. Don't try and cut through the foam all at one time, unless you have a super thin and super sharp knife, because you'll end up just doing more damage to the foam, and less actual cutting will happen, more dragging and tearing. And once you get all the way down and through, that's one side there. Work on this next side here. Now that's cut away. I can set this excess off to the side. I'll get to cutting the rest of those out in a bit. And I'm just going to take my time, go easy. I might even switch over to a different blade, one that might be a little bit sharper. And looking at it going, you know, I think I'm going to break out the razor blade. Razor blade. Ooh. Hydraulics went down. Ah, see, razor blade. Very X-Acto razor blade. Something that'll allow me to just kind of follow along my edge here. And it will cut it it right on out. Yep, that funky noise of cutting. But being a sharp blade, it goes through pretty well. I do recommend you use a blade that has a handle. Safety first, or rather safety third, you know. Just keep cutting this out until my piece pops out. Then I will have a mold that will be functional and useful. So I'm slowly getting through all the way. Once I've cut pretty good with the razor blade, I can kind of come back and cut through with my paring knife. Take the paring knife inside and give it a good sharpening. That's okay. But as you can see, cutting through the other side here, and it'll eventually pop out and I have this nice shape. Go slow, don't rush it. Take your time. You know, that way you only have to do it once and not have to do it multiple times. Because that just gets old and annoying if you have to do it over and over again to get it right. Which is a waste of materials, and you know, nobody wants to waste the materials. So once I finish this, I will have another video showing the final product and how to use it. So as always, if you like what you see, you know, got any comments, got any questions, drop those below. Hit the little thumbs up button if you like it. If you don't like it, don't hit the thumbs down button. If you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go make something out of clay.